There comes a point in life where waiting becomes more painful than action. You keep telling yourself you'll start when you feel motivated again. When your mind feels clearer. When life feels easier. When the stress settles down. But days pass, then weeks, and somehow nothing really changes. You stay emotionally exhausted, mentally overwhelmed, and frustrated with yourself because deep down, you know you're capable of more. That's the difficult truth behind motivation isn't coming, discipline must. Motivation feels good when it appears, but it was never designed to carry your entire life forward. Some mornings you'll feel inspired. Many mornings you won't. And if your growth depends only on emotion, inconsistency quietly becomes your lifestyle. Have you ever caught yourself waiting for the perfect mood to finally become productive, healthier, calmer, or more focused? Most people are not failing because they lack potential. They are struggling because they keep waiting for feelings that may never arrive consistently. Today, we're going to talk honestly about discipline, emotional healing, consistency, and how small repeated actions quietly rebuild confidence, peace, and self-respect over time. A lot of people keep waiting for motivation like it's something that will suddenly appear and permanently change their lives. But motivation is emotional. It changes with stress, sleep, disappointment, pressure, and even small daily frustrations. Discipline is different. Discipline keeps moving even when emotions are inconsistent. Have you ever promised yourself change at night, then lost all momentum the next morning? That cycle frustrates people because they assume they lack potential, when really they lack structure. The truth is, motivation may start the process, but discipline sustains it. Disciplined people are not always inspired. They simply stop negotiating with every emotion they feel. Over time, that consistency creates self-trust, emotional stability, and quiet confidence because action begins happening whether the mood feels perfect or not. A lot of comfort is not actually peace. It's avoidance disguised as rest. Endless scrolling, constant distractions, staying busy with unimportant things. Sometimes people do these because silence forces them to face what they've been avoiding internally. Have you ever noticed yourself avoiding one important task while doing 10 smaller meaningless ones instead? That pattern slowly damages confidence because your mind recognizes the disconnect between your goals and your actions. Discipline feels uncomfortable because growth naturally requires friction. Difficult conversations, healthier routines, emotional honesty, and consistent habits rarely feel easy in the beginning. But real discipline is not punishment or self-hatred. It's self-respect practiced consistently. It's choosing long-term peace over temporary comfort. And eventually, those repeated choices begin creating clarity, emotional strength, and a calmer relationship with yourself. A lot of people let their feelings decide everything. If they feel motivated, they work. If they feel tired, they stop. If they feel uncertain, they delay important decisions. But feelings constantly change, and building your entire life around unstable emotions creates inconsistency. Have you ever noticed how your mind talks you out of the exact things that would improve your life? Disciplined habits create stability during emotional chaos. They help you act with intention instead of impulse. This matters emotionally too. Discipline helps you stay calm during stress, pause before reacting, and maintain boundaries even when loneliness or pressure makes you want to abandon them. Emotional maturity grows when you stop obeying every temporary feeling and start making decisions based on long-term peace, clarity, and self-respect instead of momentary comfort. Many people believe confidence appears first, then action follows. But most real confidence is built afterward through repeated action. Every small promise you keep to yourself quietly rebuilds trust internally. Have you ever felt disappointed in yourself after repeatedly delaying important things? Your mind notices inconsistency. It notices avoidance. Over time, self-doubt grows because you stop believing your own words. But small disciplined actions slowly reverse that damage. Waking up on time, finishing difficult tasks, exercising consistently, or handling stress calmly begins rebuilding your identity. Confidence is not always loud. Often it's the quiet realization that you can rely on yourself again. And once your actions consistently align with your intentions, emotional strength starts growing naturally because your mind finally sees evidence that you are capable of following through. A lot of people spend years waiting for the right time to finally become disciplined, focused, or productive. They imagine a future version of themselves that suddenly feels completely ready. But life rarely becomes perfectly organized before growth begins. Have you ever noticed how waiting for certainty often becomes a way of delaying action? Perfectionism quietly convinces people they need more clarity, more motivation, or better circumstances before starting. Meanwhile, time keeps moving. Discipline accepts imperfect beginnings. It understands that progress often looks messy, uncomfortable, and slow at first. People who build strong lives usually stop waiting for ideal conditions and start working with what they already have. And strangely, emotional peace often grows once you stop postponing your life and begin taking small consistent steps forward despite uncertainty or fear. Most people think discipline only matters for work, productivity, or success, but emotional discipline may matter even more. Have you ever reacted emotionally during stress and later wished you had handled things differently? Emotional discipline creates space between feeling something and reacting impulsively to it. It helps you stay calm during pressure, maintain self-respect during conflict, and protect your peace instead of feeding chaos. This does not mean ignoring emotions or pretending everything is fine. Healthy discipline means acknowledging emotions without letting them completely control your behavior. You can feel frustrated without becoming destructive. You can feel fear without abandoning your goals. You can feel overwhelmed without completely losing direction. Over time, emotional discipline creates inner stability because your peace stops depending entirely on external situations, moods, or other people's behavior. A lot of people struggle with discipline because they expect change to feel exciting all the time. They wait for powerful motivation, emotional highs, or dramatic breakthroughs before taking action consistently. But real discipline is usually quiet and repetitive. Have you ever noticed how successful people often do simple things consistently instead of relying on intense bursts of motivation? Real growth often looks ordinary from the outside. Repeating healthy habits. Staying committed during difficult moods. Continuing even when nobody notices your effort. That quiet consistency is what most people underestimate. Emotional healing works the same way. Peace usually does not appear through one massive breakthrough. It grows through repeated calm decisions made daily. Resting properly, protecting boundaries, speaking honestly, and staying consistent with healthier routines slowly reshape your identity until discipline stops feeling forced and starts becoming part of who you naturally are. At its core, discipline is not really about productivity. It's about self-respect. Every time you follow through on something difficult, you strengthen trust within yourself. Have you ever noticed how deeply satisfying it feels after finally doing something you kept avoiding? That feeling comes from proving to yourself that your comfort does not control your entire life anymore. Discipline changes your relationship with yourself because your actions become more reliable. You stop depending completely on temporary emotions to decide whether you move forward or not. And over time, that creates emotional stability. Your confidence improves because you begin trusting your own consistency. Your stress reduces because structure replaces chaos. Your inner peace deepens because you stop constantly disappointing yourself through avoidance and delay. Slowly, disciplined actions become evidence that you are capable of building the life you once only imagined. If you've been waiting for motivation to rescue your life, remember this: motivation may inspire you temporarily, but discipline is what carries you through difficult seasons. Motivation isn't coming, discipline is not about becoming emotionless or harsh. It is about becoming reliable for yourself even when life feels heavy. Real growth begins when your actions stop depending entirely on your moods. Emotional healing deepens when consistency replaces avoidance. Inner peace strengthens when you start trusting yourself again through repeated disciplined choices. You do not need perfect feelings to begin changing your life. You only need willingness to take one honest step consistently. Share your thoughts below. How are you building discipline in your life today? And remember, small disciplined actions repeated quietly over time can completely transform the person you become.